Now, let's talk about the differences between projects and operations. This is a huge area of misunderstanding for a lot of students and a lot of professionals. First of all, let's see the concept of a project. A project is a time-scoped, time-boxed activity. This has a beginning, middle, and an end. The project creates a unique product, service, or result, and has a progressive elaboration. However, operations endure for the lifetime of the product, process, or service, and the operations can be incrementally improved or enhanced over operational lifetime. And of course, the enhancements or improvements typically done as a series of smaller projects. So you can consider that, okay, I will improve this operation, but this actually is a project itself. This improvement is a project also for this operation. There are, of course, distinct similarities between projects and operations, like, for example, both are performed by individuals, both are subject to constraints, including resources, schedule, risk, and others. Both are planned, executed, and controlled, and both are designed to meet organizational strategic objectives. However, we have some differences between projects and operations. For example, the project ends at some point, whereas the operations continues for the lifetime of the product. And the project may contain a number of unknown, unpredictable elements, whereas operational elements are both predictable and repeatable. Now, we have to identify now the project as it is now considered by the Project Management Institute in general, because things were not like that some years ago. Some years ago, people, companies, and project managers were focused only on cost, schedule, and scope. Those were the three elements of project management some years ago. However, things have changed in the last 2 decades. Now we have to focus on a lot more things than what was the practice many years ago. Now we have in the center of the interest the customer satisfaction. So customers must be for sure satisfied. And apart from this, we have to focus on scope. What is the scope of the project? On schedule, on budget, on resources, on quality of the project, and also risk. So this is the modern concept of project management, which is worldwide accepted. Another term which is important, very important for project management, has to do with portfolios and programs. So you need to understand the difference. Things are quite simple here because, a set of projects creates a program, and many programs together create a portfolio. So we try here to make students to understand what is the meaning of portfolio. In some cases, you have many programs which contain some projects inside, which are not going well, or at least they are not on the same track. Some programs are not very profitable for the companies, and some products are going really good. In general, what counts mostly is the portfolio balance. We need the portfolios to be positive from a financial perspective. This means that, of course, some projects or some programs might not be positive, but some of them might be that positive that the general balance, the general overview is positive, and this has to do with the portfolio. This is the key concept here. And many students ask me, okay, why do some companies keep on keeping alive projects or programs which are not profitable for them? And the answer is very simple here, because many companies want presence in the market. So suppose that you're company 1 and you have presence in 3, 4, 5 fields. You want also to be visible on field 6. Okay, you may keep alive some projects which are not profitable for you, but you just want to see your brand name there. Okay, because the competition is that high and you need to be visible everywhere. As I told you, Generally accepted project management knowledge and practices are in the center of our interest. However, we need to keep on here two other aspects. First of all, the general management knowledge and practices and application area knowledge and practice. General management is only one side of the story. Project management is something different. I would say that project management is the reality of the general management principle. You know, in some cases, you know, general management is having some concepts and some ideas which are looking too unrealistic for most of us. So project management has to do with reality. What is feasible? How can we do it? What kind of tools and techniques we can use to make this happen? So project management is the realistic side of general management, and this is something we have to keep in mind. Now, we can also look at some accelerating trends for project management, at least in the last years. First of all, we have corporate globalization. Corporates are everywhere now. We have a lot of subsidiaries, a lot of stores in every continent, in every country. So this is the reason why many companies focus on projects, because you don't have projects on a global scale, you have projects on a small scale, and this is really important to know. You have massive mergers and reorganizations, or mergers and acquisitions. You have flat organizations. You have short-term results driven in almost every company. You know, bosses and managers and CEOs want something not tomorrow, today or yesterday. So this is the reason why many people have to divide their work in projects and to see this as a separate thing within an organization. We have also team environments. People are not working alone, they're working in teams. Also, we have contracting. Many companies use outsourcing for their operations. It means that, okay, they do not have the resources to do something, they hire somebody from outside to do the work for them. Then they give him or her, or they give the company, another company, a project. This is a project. We have primacy of interpersonal skills. We have multinational projects which are taking place within 99% of the organizations worldwide. So it means that almost all of the companies work on a project base. We have also some other things which are related to project management, for importance of cultural differences and dependence on technology, especially in the last years. And those are things, or those are factors which accelerate project management today, and they're going to accelerate project management in the future too. Now, we have to see the difference between two perspectives, between customer expectation and business objectives. We have to keep a balance between those two basic elements. On one hand, we have the expectations of the customer. On the other hand, we have the business objectives. And here we need to identify the potential risks from one side or the other side, and we need to keep a balance. Okay. In some cases, we say that maybe the business objectives are different from the client expectations. Whenever we have a match between business objectives and client expectations, things are going well. Imagine what is going to happen when you don't have the same, as a company, I mean, the same expectations as the customers. Then in some cases, the businesses need more from the project than the customer, or in other cases, the customers want more than the organizations intend to provide. So this is a thing, this is a concept which has to be taken into consideration in a different way. Now let's focus again on the contrast between projects and operations. The projects create own charter, organization, and goals. The projects are catalysts for change. They create unique products or services. They use heterogeneous teams. And the most important, the projects have a start and end date. However, with operations, things are different. We have here semi-permanent charter or organization and goals, maintained status quo. We have here standard products or services. We have homogeneous teams, and the most important for operations, they are ongoing. In a few words, projects. The project has a temporary is a temporary endeavor. It has a start and end date. The project creates a unique product and is progressively elaborated. On the other hand, operations, they are over the product life cycle. They are enhancements with production, and the enhancements of those operations may be smaller projects. Now let's have an example here. Suppose that you are building an extension on a house. Is this going to be a project or an operation? For sure, this is going to be a project, because an extension is a work which has a start and end date. Another example, shelving books at the library, putting the books on the shelves of the library. This is a project or an operation? Definitely, this is an operation, because this is something that you do it on a continuous basis. Baking a wedding cake, is it a project or an operation? This is a project, because this has a start and end date, and this delivers a product, which is a wedding cake. Watering plants twice a week, it is a project or operation? This is an operation, because we do it frequently. Running an assembly line in a toy factory, is it a project or an operation? For sure, this is an operation, because the key word here is running. Running means we do something on a continuous basis. Organizing a large conference, is it a project or operation? This is actually a project. It has a start and end date. It has a definite product in the end, which is the large conference. Let me give you another example here. We talk about running assembly lines. However, if we talk about the setting up of an assembly line in a toy factory, this is not an operation, this is a project. Because we have a project of setting up this assembly line, creating a product or a service for a specific business type here. We have also to focus on some common pitfalls why many projects fail. This is a big question. Many CEOs, many companies ask, okay, can you tell us why we fail? I can give you a lot of examples why many projects fail, and I'll give you many examples later when we talk about human resources management. You will see a lot of dangerous pitfalls there. However, the biggest pitfalls have to do with unclear objectives. Also, there is a lack of senior management support or lack of effective project integration. Okay, we know about knowledge areas, but we don't integrate them in the most appropriate way in the project. We have inadequate funding, or change in business priorities, or original assumptions are invalid. We may have also ineffective team in some cases. We may also have lack of effective communication processes. However, we have also some factors which affect the project success, like, first of all, coordination and relations. Number one, adequacy of structural control, or project uniqueness, importance, and public exposure. Also, success criteria, salience, and consensus. Another factor which affects the project success has to do with competitiveness and budgetary pressure. We may have also initial over-optimism and conceptual difficulty, and also internal capabilities built up. Now, the big question, what are the potential benefits of project management for the organization? First of all, we're talking here about improved control. We also talk about improved project support opportunities. And last but not least, we talk about improved performance. Imagine you have a big project, you have a big set of things which have to be done. If you divide them in small projects, it's more easy for a company to control them, to assign a budget to each one of those small projects, to assign resources to those small projects. It's easy for the company to deal with them, and the most important thing is improved performance in the end. Now, we have also some potential benefits of project management for project managers. First of all, you need to know that project management is a profession. At least in the last 10 years, project management is a profession. Somebody can be a certified project manager, of course, but also there are master degrees and other programs in global institutions that are focused on creating professional project managers. So project managers are also a future source of company leaders. In 95% of the companies, the future leaders are selected among those people who have served as project managers in the past. Also, we have high visibility of project results. We have growth opportunities, especially for project managers, and people are able to build their reputation and network. And of course, we have portable skills and experience. You know, project managers are people who can work in every industry. People are recycled between every industry. And it's not only about having a specialized knowledge on something, it's about having the ability to deal with different things at the same time in different levels. And this is what makes a project manager effective.